4 News Now is your local coronavirus headquarters. Tonight across the country, even as some states start to reopen their economies, the unemployment situation is not getting better. Good evening, I'm Nia Wong.
And I'm Aaron Luna. If there is any relatively positive news, it's that first-time claims have declined for 7 straight weeks. They peaked at 6.9 million in the final week of March. The Labor Department reported that an additional 2.4 million Americans filed for unemployment last week. A total of 38.6 million people have filed since mid-March, when lockdowns began across the country.
Washington State's unemployment rate was a record 15.4%, and the state's economy lost around 527,000 jobs last month. It's the highest jobless rate the state has seen since it started keeping comparable records, and that was back in the 1970s. In Washington, more than 1.9 million people have filed initial claims. The Washington State Employment Security Department has paid out nearly $3.8 billion in benefits to Washingtonians. But of the 1.9 million who filed, only 768,000 have been paid.
4 News Now's Nikki Torres spoke with a man in Colbert who says he's one of the people who fell through the cracks in the system. She shares his story, living in limbo tonight.
DJ usually sets up over in the corner. The tables are around the dance floor, and this is where a lot of the event takes place.
This time any other year, this wedding venue in North Spokane County would be busy with budding brides.
This is where most of our brides get ready before the event.
Then a pandemic happened.
By April, our May weddings were either being canceled or postponing, and now we're looking to wait till May, but then the June weddings are being canceled and postponed, and now my thought is, well, am I even going to get paid in June? And we've already been living on savings for 6 months.
This wedding venue, the barn, was initially scheduled to max out at 25 weddings this season. However, because of COVID-19 and the regulations around the stay-at-home order, they're down to about 10 to 15, and even that number could change depending on what happens this summer.
We make all of our money for the year in those 6 months, and then from October till May, we live on savings.
It's pretty cut and dry here. No weddings, no income.
Our savings was kind of like an emergency amount that, that we'll never have to get into unless dire straits. Well, we're into that now.
Davis applied for unemployment, but there have been bumps in the process. He says he received 2 payments, and that was it.
Then I had a friend say, well, you got to get up at 7 a.m., call first thing, get on hold, blah, blah, blah. So I did that for about 4 days, and on the 4th day, I finally got through, and I talked to a guy who said, you need to wait. You're in something called arbitration.
Now Davis is in a waiting game.
I get stressed out. I don't even know what I should be doing.
He can't hold weddings, and he feels like he's been forgotten through the system that's supposed to help.
So basically, my stress level just does this a little bit every day. And in theory, I'm fine, because in theory, I'll get back unemployment, and then in theory, we'll be opened up in the fall.
He is optimistic, but if they can't hold weddings soon, he has to find another job.
They even said, here's the hoops to jump through. But when there's nothing, and you're going, should I be jumping through hoops? Should I be filling out paperwork? Should I be calling somebody? That's the part that's so tough, is just having no idea what the next step is.
Reporting on Wild Rose Prairie, I'm Nikki Torres, 4 News Now.